talk about Raw, that little old band from Texas, original soundtrack. First of all, let me say this is not a new studio album by ZZ Top. This is a live album that was recorded without an audience and also a soundtrack to the 2019 documentary by Banger Films. So this movie is on Netflix. I have not seen it yet since it's not available in the country I live in, but from the trailer, it looks like a really great movie. So this is also the last recording with Dusty Hill before his death. The sound is very raw. You can hear all the instruments very well. The album features hits spanning their 50-year career. ZZ Top is a three-piece band, and they had been together up until like the untimely passing of Dusty Hill. And the band is now James Beard and Billy Gibbons. I'm actually not sure if they're continuing with the band or not. But they are also like one of the bands that has been together for the longest time ever. I mean, over 50 years. I mean, these are like three guys. They never changed their lineup. And so let's talk about the songs. So the first song is Brown Sugar. Now, not to be confused with the Rolling Stones song. This was from their first album called ZZ Top's first album. This was back in 1971. It's a slow blues song. You immediately hear the very crisp sound of the voices and instruments. The song is filled with short blues licks at first, and then it kicks in with a harder rocking beat. The sound quality is great. The thick sound of Dusty Hill's bass guitar creates a very full sound, and you hear it very well with Billy Gibbons playing his solos. This is followed by Just Got Paid. This one was from their second album, Rio Grande Mud. It's a harder rocker, has a nice level of energy and some great blues riffs. The gritty vocal style of Billy Gibbons can be heard very clearly in this one. There's one part in the song where Dusty Hill plays his bass line right before the solo. James Beard's drumming on the song is flawless. Heard It on the X is the next song. It's a cool boogie rock song. It has a nice level of energy. It moves at a faster pace with lots of cool guitar riffs. What I liked about this is that you can hear both Billy and Dusty on vocals. There are some cool isolated guitar riffs played with their signature dirty distorted guitar tone. Next song is probably one of the most popular songs from the 70s period, La Grange. This one shows off Billy Gibbons' deep vocal style. It's an iconic song. I think the first time I heard this was from the Dazed and Confused soundtrack. Really awesome guitar riffs, and as always, the thick bass guitar is very distinguishable here. The song has some really breathtaking guitar solos. I feel the guitar solos do take up a major part of the song, and they kind of like have this solo that closes the song. Another popular song from the 70s period is Tush, another hard rocker with some great blues rock guitar riffs. As always, the guitar solos are present. They sound as good as ever on this, and a really great thick bass sound, and this song was from the Fandango album. They followed it up with another song from the Fandango album called Thunderbird. This is a slower blues song with a cool drum beat. The song is a great sound with classic blues style rhythm. It's accompanied by some bluesy guitar solos. This is another song where Dusty and Billy have really a great vocal delivery. After that, I'm Bad, I'm Nationwide. This is from their album De Guayo, and this is from 1979. I like this song a lot. It has a nice stomp to it. The sound is very crisp and clear. They do some cool guitar harmonies in this one. The solos are very cool and bluesy. If you want an example of Dusty Hill's bass playing, check out this song. It has some cool bass guitar lines, and those are towards the middle of the song. The next two songs are from their 1983 Eliminator album. So those are Legs and Gimme All Your Lovin'. Now on these two songs, you do hear they started to change their sound into more of that like 80s popular music style. This is also the first song I remember hearing from the band back when it was played on MTV. These guys were worldwide rock stars at that point. I like this version. It does have more of a raw sound as opposed to that very polished mix from the album. The guitar solo sounds exceptionally well. I will say that Eliminator is actually one of the best albums. Give Me All Your Lovin' is another great song, great drum intro, guitar riff, and I think I like that song better than Legs. It was also a big hit in the early 80s, just a great song with an awesome chorus. Now, they don't play any songs from their albums after Eliminator, which I think is a good thing, because I never really liked the albums like Afterburner and Recycler. I felt they were just far too much commercial, the more of that like 80s direction. You know, the next three songs are some like deeper cuts from Fandango, And their first album, and also El Loco, that's an album from 1981. That was an album they started to like foreshadow that like 80s sound from Eliminator. So the next song is called Blue Jean Blues from Fandango. It's a slow blues song. It's filled with emotional lyrics and guitar playing. If you're a fan of the blues, especially slower songs, it's a cool song to check out. Certified Blues is from their first album. A blues song with a nice groove to it. It's a typical guitar-driven rock song that shows off their early style. The song was first recorded in 1971, so it shows how they have not changed their sound really that much over the 50 years. And this song has some cool guitar riffs. The last song on the album is called Tube Snake Boogie. It's a song from the El Loco album. I think it's a good choice for an album closer. It's a high-energy boogie rock song. And they're a band, they like to write songs with like a lot of innuendos. So this is a good example of Tube Snake Boogie, but I actually Googled it, and supposedly like that's a tube snake is a surfboard, but they probably had another meaning. Anyway, in conclusion, really good album. It's a great tribute to Dusty Hill, who passed away on July 28th, 2021. That's actually almost a year to the day that this album is being released. It's also a good sampler of their songs from their heyday. Like I said before, I'm glad they didn't play anything recorded after the Eliminator album. Although some of their later albums were not that bad, this is a perfect album for somebody if you're not familiar with the band. It's kind of like a greatest hits album, but it just has that raw, like live album sound, but without like the crowd cheering. So that's really good. Sound quality is awesome, and I'm sure this will be a really great album if you listen to it on vinyl. This one I don't have at the moment, but we'll probably pick it up eventually. My score is a 9 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you thought. I did a classic album review of Rio Grande Mud. And for the 50th anniversary, that will be right next to me. So if you want to check that out, please remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.